Hello and welcome to Union of Scum, the podcast that delves deep into the sweaty crevices of UK culture. Whether it's 90s television gungings, why some people have chips for every meal, rural dogging hotspots or haunted car washes, we celebrate all of it. And who better to put on a digital diving bell and submerge themselves into the murkiest aspects of dear old Blighty than some of the worst people it's ever produced, comedians. I'm Darren J. Coles and I'm joined by Charlie Webster and Paul Hilleard. Hello lads, how are we today?
Good, yeah, all right.
Charlie, let's jump with both feet into your recent holiday. Where did you go?
I went to Berlin. With a good friend of mine.
Big fetish scene there, isn't there? Big fetish scene.
Big old dirty old fetish scene there.
Yeah.
And then we went on a nice little trip. Mostly went to try to go clubbing. Do you know what I mean?
So it was you and a male friend of ours.
Yeah, big male, burly friend of mine. Lifelong friends.
Just a couple of beers out on the town, out on the continent.
A couple of troubled bears, a couple of
searching for honey.
Searching for honey on that leather polo shirt scene. So we it was a fun trip. But we on the first day we just got pissed. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And the second night we tried to go to some clubs, but got denied by I think 3 or 4 of them.
Because it's like a lot of these clubs, they just will look you up and down. Doesn't matter age, what you dress like, whether you got enough cash, they just look you up and down and they go...
They got 9. A 9 foot sore.
9 for the traumatized polar bear, no.
The white ape says no.
How long would you wait and?
Well, to be fair, they weren't actually. It wasn't that long. I think one was about 15 minutes.
I think if you were if you're constantly turning people away, there's not much of a queue is going to form.
That's
you're
true,
just you're out.
But yeah, I was looking at the queue and it was fairly normal looking sort of Germans wearing black t-shirts who look fairly cool with sunglasses on, and I was like, if they're not getting in, there's no chance this fucking.
There's no way Uncle Albert and Rodney are getting in.
There's no way the fucking old. There's no way the old fucking Junior Gammon boys getting in. Do you know what I mean? I was going to talk about club reps.
Club reps is, that's a very... It's kind of if you're of a certain age, like Paul's age when he went to Zante, the reason for going out there is you're kind of a bit lost in your early 20s, aren't you? A lot of people are, and they're like, I'm working this crap retail job, working in Matalan or something, and I'm like, you go on holiday. This happened to my brother. He went on holiday, and then suddenly you're on holiday, and you think, I'll just live on holiday. And my brother tried to I'm just going to sell shots and stuff and be like not like a club rep, but he was going to be a shop boy. He's going to be a shop boy.
Shop boy?
He's going to be a shop boy. And then he went out there and he was like, I'm going to stay there for 6 months. And my mother was obviously devastated, being a Valley's woman. She was like, I'm just so worried about him. I just don't know if he'll survive out there. And she was absolutely right. He got mugged after 2 weeks and then came straight home. Because he didn't know where the hospital was, didn't know where the police station was, realised they couldn't speak the lingo, and so came
Where did he go?
back. I want to say Magaluf.
6 months is mental, that, because when I went out there, I went with a company called A-Pro, and they claim you pay them. They're like a third party.
Sports. You're the face of a sports brand.
A-Pro just has got massive mugs.
Fucking Don A, was it? A Don A affiliation.
I'm pretty good at frisbee.
But yeah, they call it. So they're basically they're middlemen who sort you out with a hostel where you'll be with other people who have paid for this experience. They're all British.
They're like sort of indentured servitude, basically. They pay you fuck all, but you get to drink or everything.
No. Well, it's not even that really. The rip-off is you get accommodation, and then the guise is, we're gonna help you get fucking a job. They don't. As soon as you get out there, the main guy sits you down and just goes, yeah, it's all up to you guys now. You've come out quite late, so most of the jobs are taken up.
Really?
But, people are going home every day, so just go around different bars and try and get on. But
so all these companies did was they basically put you up in a shithole,
yeah,
and say good luck and go and get a job.
Yeah.
And then they'll do socials once a week, with the people that you're in. So it's kind of nice because it's like you're paying for like the networking of being in this hostel, but you're sharing like
Talking with lucky men, people selling buckets and spades. If you want to get into beach balls, it's the perfect place to be.
But you meet people who are like, oh, I've been doing this since I was like 19, and you're like, how old are you now? You're like, I'm 35.
I did go to Magaluf, but did I go with a group of friends? No, I didn't. I went with my parents when I was 14 years old. Nice. And you have not known true misery unless you've seen your 40-year-old mother drinking a margarita out of a big plastic cock.
Oh no!
With veins. It was very realistic, and she wanted.
How thick are we talking?
It was. I would say it was the size of. I would say it's the size of an average draft excluder. That's what I would say.
Was the head fully formed?
The head. So the head was open. The head is what you drank from. That's what
it
you
wasn't
sipped
just like
the
the hole.
cocktail
It
from.
wasn't just a hole in the.
What do you mean?
Like the peen hole. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the peen hole was what was wide enough to get your lips, get your gums round, right?
Get your tongue down. Yeah.
Yeah, get your tongue down there. Yeah, and then you had then there were the base of it was the balls. I mean, but lads, you both men. I shouldn't have to explain what a penis looks like, but basically she downed that in one it was her 40th birthday. She was on the time for life. I remember walking home. I'm 14. My brother's about 11. We're walking home. I remember seeing two people shagging on the bonnet of a car there as we were walking back home. So that was nice. But I was getting taught things. I was learning while I was out there. It was Shagaloof, mate. You know, it was Shagaloof.
Did you stop and just watch, gaze in?
I did have a little look, and then eventually I was like sort of dragged back to the hotel.
Was he? Was it on what sort of position was a woman? What was going on?
Well, it was the standard, you know. She was kind of bare ass, skirt hiked up, you know, really sat on the probably quite hot metal, you know, like quite a hot bonnet.
Warm in the night though.
Yeah, warm in the night. Very as it's cooling down, but actually probably quite comfortable, quite therapeutic, really. You know,
sort of an old sort of rusty Citroens.
Yeah, what I think it generally was.
Yeah,
and then he was just like, you know, they were just. You know, passionately kissing.
And his trousers were down as well.
Yeah, it is. You couldn't see the trousers down, but there was like some thrusting going on. There was some thrusting action. So yeah, that was Magaluf when I was 14. But I do remember a few vivid memories of like the entertainment in the hotel, and they had Simpsons puppets, but they spoke kind of cod English, and for some reason they kept saying lovely jubbly because they must have gone, oh, what do Brits love? Let's see what they love. Only Fools and Horses. Yeah, so you had Bart Simpson and Homer just saying to each other, oh, lovely jubbly. Didn't really make
two worlds.
Two worlds that should never collide. I didn't really make a lot of sense.
I love that. They're like, you know, package holidays. They're like, oh, fuck, we gotta entertain these fucking idiots. Oh, just get Simpsons and lovely jubbly.
Yeah. No, oh, Homer, I love garlic bread. Marge, this time next year we could be millionaire. but also, this was like sort of an early memory, like, because obviously I was always kind of interested in stand-up, you know, when I was younger, and comedy and how it was done. And I remember we went to this club and there was a DJ there, okay? And I thought he was fucking mustard, right? I thought he was brilliant, right? He was really funny. He had all these songs queued up, ready to go. I remember he had this one song about people who wore white socks and sandals. So he'd pick out one guy and he'd go, white socks and sandals. I remember thinking, this guy is a genius. He's brilliant. Like, I can't believe like he's coming up with this stuff on the fly. And then like I saw him pretty early on the holiday, and then towards the end of the holiday I was like begging my parents, like, can we go back to that place? I really want to see that guy again. I really want to see like him, like, you know, do a whole new set.
Oh yeah.
And it was one of those moments where like it was like seeing behind the magician's, like, you know, handkerchief or whatever. I remember sitting there and he did the exact same act from start to finish. I remember it was just a little moment where I go, it's not as good now.
And your parents were like, yeah, it's good. And you were just like...
Your mum was guzzling
yeah.
fucking cock.
She'd moved on to...
She moved
on to vagina sambucas at that point. She was draining those.
They would get club reps to fight each other as well. Because they would have boxing fights and MMA fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Loser would go home.
Like a club rep Mandingo
they would have
fight.
like actual fights where it was like, oh, these people have trained, and then they also on the undercard they would find like, okay, these reps don't like each other, or they're mates, and they would fight in like boxing matches and cages.
Wow, well, you had guys from Lineker's flicking euros at them.
It is the worst. You go abroad to see like this weird. I don't know if we colonize.
Colonize. Yeah, colonize.
What's the
It's like
word?
Billy. It comes from Billy Connolly because he was an entertainer. We've colonized these countries. We've made them. We kind of have colonized it in that we've just inflicted the cheapest entertainment
It's like the
on
worst.
these places.
Like Benidorm is the fucking worst. Magaluf, Zante.
It's just hot black pools, aren't they? That's what they are. They're just warm black pools.
A hot Milton Keynes.
And it's just like shit. Everything stinks. It's like
Yeah.
it's
No
cheap.
No culture, and
No,
it's only a tiny part of those islands, because then you also have the nice sides.
Yeah, the real
Ibiza,
part of it.
people
yeah.
talk about that. You've got the club side, and then you've got the actual nice area of it.
Where all the locals fled to when we like descended on them and started growing like a tumor. I've found something called a molly house. So it's nothing to do with pure ecstasy. So in 18th and 19th century Britain, a molly house, or molly-house, was a meeting place for homosexual men and gender non-conforming people. The meeting places were generally taverns, public houses, coffee houses, or even private rooms where patrons could either socialise or meet possible sexual partners. So basically, these practices were illegal, and they were capital offences. Basically what were termed buggery and sodomy, which you'll be happy to know, boys, were interchangeable back then. And these places were, people would go there and they would blackmail people. You'd have public figures go in there. You'd have politicians going there, engaging in all sorts of activities. And they would blackmail them. But I thought it was quite interesting because, this is a subject that's close to my heart, lads. Being a cross-dresser myself. And I think there's a rich tradition of cross-dressing. I kind of feel like we're losing it now in the kind of identity debate. It's kind of becoming subsumed into, those people are identifying as trans or other kind of non-binary gender identities. But for me, cross-dressing is very specific. It's a sort of straight white man who's getting it. It's not an identity. You're getting your rocks off by dressing up as a woman. And I think for me, that's very much the bracket. I feel like I'm a dying breed, basically. And I just,
So this is about you
yeah, why not?
and the history of where you come from.
Yeah, and also there's a rich history, tradition of it, I think, in the UK. Like, you got a lot of Tory politicians who often get done for, corset, being found in suspenders and garter belt.
Do you think they should bring these back, or are they just hidden now?
I don't know. Is there still is it still the shame in it now? Because for me, the key component. No, not getting buggered, Paul. Dressing up as a woman for kicks. There's not a lot of shame to it now, and for me, the key component for me is the shame.
You like that? See,
I like
heard
the
this
shame.
about gay people as well. I've heard stories that like lads used to like it back in the 90s and 80s, where you could get kicked in for being a homosexual,
because
there
the
was
70s
an
when it was
extra
illegal.
thrill. Yeah, because it was like, oh yeah, you have to fucking hide, and then you're in a random toilet, public house, and then you just fucking someone's.
I mean, I guess you'd still
husband.
do that because it's still indecency, right? Like sexual acts in public. It's still indecent.
I mean, there's always that's the weird thing about sex. And adding
It
that.
is. Here we go.
There's something about having like a little spice, ooh, this is naughty. Oh, if we get caught in this predicament, that's why people like dogging, exhibitionism. Well, I guess exhibitionism is more you want to be watched, but it's we're in trouble.
Have you ever been
We shouldn't
dogging?
be
Have you ever
sharing
been
this.
dogging, Paul?
No, I'm not into people watching me, but I do like the outdoors.
Because there's the
Do you like rambling? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know the rules of dogging.
Oh yeah.
And it's like window half down, you can have a look in. Window all the way down, you can like
Have a feel.
lean in, fingers and thumbs. Have a go.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather be a participant than an observer rather than a participant.
Just go for a walk with the dog.
Yeah, and then just
Stumble
go. Oh, it's like coming across a lovely old coffee shop on the side of the beach.
What are you talking about?
Just popping up to the kiosk,
This is why we would have been let into the Berlin clubs, because we talk like this.
Exactly.
You know,
It's wasted on people like squares like you.
Yeah, man.
Being in the valleys, a lot of places we'd smoke weed would end up being like dogging spots. So like Castle Cork, if that we go for
Southern
like,
Down.
Southern
There was
Down,
beauty
yeah.
spots, aren't they, normally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere in like nature.
I quite like the fact that people, you know, they get in their old shitty car and they, you know, shag someone in a car and get a lot of greasers watching them. There's something kind of beautiful about that, in a weird way.
Community.
Well, it's, yeah.
Thatcher didn't get rid of the
It's-
dogging community, did she? You know, or maybe that's where the dogging community came from. You
It's-
got rid of the mines, and then
And they
everyone
went straight into the cars.
Yeah,
It's greasy, it's strange, it's really British, isn't it? Like, it's really...
It is very
It's
British.
sort of like you're in an old fucking Sierra, you're pounding some dinner lady you barely know. Do you know what I mean? It's greasy. Do you know what I mean? It's got that sort of stink to it.
It's got the shame to it. That's what I mean. The shame is like, you know, it's like I know I'm lowering myself to like the, you know, levels of degradation hitherto unknown by man, and I think that's definitely a part of it. That's part of the kick.
that British sizzle, like, you know. It's just...
But I'd say it's the same for cross-dressing. I just think it's best, you know. I mean, I do it out
So
and
you
about.
want to get beaten up? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't want to get beaten up. I
up.
don't want to get beaten up. But I think, like,
You
you
wanna
know,
get abused
behind closed doors, that's where it's, you know, the shame is definitely part of it. And being looked at as well, like, is that exhibitionist, like, voyeuristic element to it as well.
I remember being out with you going to McDonald's after a gig and you getting abused by a couple of like sort of like Bulgarian roadmen who started laughing at you and
Yeah, there's certain types of people who they don't take well to it.
and I felt a little bit like, you know, when that was happening, I felt a bit like you.
Protective.
Like some sort of weird sort of husband going, "Oh, hey, you don't touch my woman, right?
You leave her alone.
You leave that beautiful bird alone,
I'll
right?"
pay top dollar for her. Sure, she's not how she looked like in the catalogue.
What happens in those? Like, do you?
I think also that, but I also think there's some people who are kind of frightened by it. Like, you know, I'm a tall guy, broad-shouldered. If you see someone like,
Small dick.
well, I mean, I didn't realize you were looking, Charlie, but it means the world to me that you do. But you know, like, I think there's also something quite weird. They think I'm sort of slightly unhinged. Which, I mean, they're not wrong, but in a kind of dangerous way. Like a guy walking around in like full face of makeup.
You
and
do
a dress.
have the idea. You have a confidence. So
Yeah.
that's the thing with cross-dressing is it's the most confident thing in the world.
I think it's the last. It's still, like you said, it's the one thing I think you can do. Like, I don't know. I mean, if you're, I did know a gay friend in uni who wouldn't hold his boyfriend's hand walking out and about for like fear of reprisals. But you do see like men and women holding hands. Whereas like I think if you're in a dress and I haven't got like a wig on or anything, like it's just I am a man in a dress. I'm not like trying to pass for a woman. That's still, you encounter a lot of hostility.
It's
from
mad
it.
because behind closed doors, there's so many people who are like, pegging is massive now.
Yeah,
Outfits, everyone loves it, you know. Simp,
Yeah, we do.
whatever
I
the
mean,
fuck.
they do. Yeah,
Loads of it. Yeah, I got
Shit
so
on
many
people,
mates.
or stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
Yeah, man.
The Berlin hotspots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it that you like about it? Like cross dressing.
I've always liked glam. I really like glam as well. I really like David Bowie, and I like the idea of you sort of become a different person. I mean, I'm still me, but I just think there's a certain, especially when I'm on stage, I feel like you should make a bit of an effort when you're on stage, and I like putting the makeup on. There's just it's got a whole ritual behind it. I kind of just like the way I look like that.
You know,
a
when
bit
you
more
do
confident.
cross dress,
Yes.
and like if no one like points it out or like compliments you, goes, hey, or like if everyone was just
Does
like,
annoy me, yeah.
that would hit you because
It
you've put in
does
such
annoy
an
me.
effort.
There's a bit of like attention seeking involved, definitely.
So
but it's a mix. Like I said, you're seeking attention, but it's also like, I think in a more sexual context, there's more of like a shame
You're
to it.
peacocking a bit as well.
Kind of, yeah.
Surprising, isn't it? I look like I like the opposite. I like to look like I'm just passing through. Like I just shouldn't be on stage. I'm wearing a coat and I was like, just some sort of guy just coming from breaking the weather or something. Do you know what I mean?
But out,
Some
off
sort of
stage,
Norwegian trawlerman who's just accidentally
off
wandered
stage,
into a comedy club.
you're big into your trainers and your clobber. You love.
I like
when
good
someone
clothes. Do you know what I
notices.
mean? Like I like good clothes, good quality clothes.
You always say timeless.
Timeless menswear. Do you know what I mean? That's what I like.
Loaded. You're a loaded magazine. That's what you are. You know.
Yeah. Copy of FHM rolled up under your arm.
Yeah, man. No, I like just look like I shouldn't be on stage. It was a mistake.
Yeah, and a lot of people would agree with you for sure.
Yeah, like it was a mistake. He was there. I mean, why has that guy got on stage?
Would you? How much would I have to pay you to just me and you, right? Just me and you before we go out one night. I'll do your makeup. I'll do like a little face of makeup, maybe like a bit of lippy, bit of like subtle eyeshadow blended, and maybe like smoky eyes for you, like lovely smoky eyed look, like Daryl Hannah in Blade Runner. Just do a little smoky eyed effect there, or like adamant or something.
I think if I
how much?
And
just to go out on a night out,
serious amount of money.
Me and you on a night out.
Because I'm the least effeminate looking man in the UK. I'd say. Do you know what I mean? I look like some sort of.
You look like a shaved Pat Butcher.
I look like a sausage maker. Do you know what I mean? I look like
Pickering sidekick.
I look like I don't look. I'm broad. I've got a big sort of pig head. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no. If I transition to a woman, I'd be the most disgusting looking woman in the UK. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Hey,
there's no curves. I mean, I've got no arse. I've got sort of skinny goat legs.
Yeah, you got two pita breads, haven't you?
Just like I'd be.
Yeah, but you're confident and you've got sass.
No neck.
You know?
Do you mean limited neck?
Yeah.
But you're self-aware.
So it'd be horrible if I was a woman. It'd be disgusting. It'd be a thing of absolute disgust.
Claire, don't do yourself down, Claire.
Janet, please be kind to yourself. You deserve love.
Shaniqua, I think you just need a bit more body positivity in your life. Now, if I slap 10 grand down on the table now,
10 grand
for a whole night, just going out on the town
10K,
till the early hours of the morning.
I'd probably drink quite a lot just before I went out, just so I would remember a lot of it. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Because I think the memory of just getting laughed at by like cunts from the valleys, going, oh, look at that fucking staying that fucking bird there. I think that would stay with me. Do you know what I mean? People just take a photo of me becoming.
Yeah, but then you just turn around and go, fuck off. You're not actually a woman. You do think you're a woman when you're dressed?
No.
See, that's what we're just dressing up feminine. Got a story about a guy called Callan Hamilton.
Callum Hamilton.
And I'm going to read a little news article about him. See what you think about him. So, a drunken lout threw bricks at police and caused £10,000 worth of damage to a car during an 8-hour rooftop standoff. Callan Hamilton, 23, went onto the roof of the Cairn Hotel on Osborne Road, Newcastle, in May this year after police attended to recall his license.
What license? What is it? Pub license?
I think it's
driving license.
Driving license, yeah.
Oh
no, a license because he's gone to prison.
There
prison.
you go. He knows.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, so Newcastle.
Give it issue a new driving license to police at 3 a.m. in the morning. Excuse me, sir, is you provisional?
I've got another month left on this.
Callum, please accept it.
He's on top of a hotel.
It's not worth it.
Please put your pants down. Just accept a fucking new provisional. Fuck me.
Hamilton had recently been released from prison and was contacted by a woman, and they arranged to meet at the hotel. Hamilton was subject to a restraining order against a woman, and police officers attended to recall his license. But when officers arrived, Hamilton refused to open the hotel room door and claimed to be the woman's brother. Hamilton then climbed onto the hotel roof with a bottle of vodka and refused to come down. During the incident, the road was closed off for over 8 hours and the hotel was evacuated while Hamilton hurled bricks at officers.
Where did he get the bricks from the roof, I suppose?
I
guess so. He must have, taken them from the housing.
I think it was kind of a rough area. Like, it wasn't a 5-star hotel.
Was it a Premier Inn or was it?
I
think he bought the bricks with the vodka. He went, 10 bricks for that. That bottle of Smirnoff, please, mate.
Cairn Hotel, it's called. So maybe it's a northern chain, or maybe it's just a place to do.
If they're interested, call into the podcast. We can arrange some sort of sponsorship. Rehabilitate the image after the rooftop standoff.
8 hours of throwing bricks. Nice.
Wow, that must have been like a brick an hour, maybe.
Do you reckon he had a kit for off of that? Do you think he had a kit for 2 hours while he was up there? Like, because it's quite a long time.
Yeah, because they don't know if he's sleeping or not. If he sleeps in the middle where they can't see him, maybe he was just having a couple of micro naps in between brick lobbins.
He caused around £10,000 worth of damage to vehicles that belonging to the woman who he stayed with.
If you're
and her critically ill husband in a nearby hospital.
Whoa.
Well, hang on, Paul. What's that detail?
So Hamilton also caused around £10,000 worth of damage to a vehicle belonging to a woman who was staying at the hotel while visiting her critically ill husband in a nearby hospital.
They've just added that detail in for a bit of like, you think, just because she had a nice car and she's staying in a hotel, she's some sort of posh bitch. No, actually, she was looking after her husband who was
critically ill.
Who was critically ill.
What a selfish guy, do you know what I mean? Targeting that woman's car.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah.
How long did he serve in?
I'm not sure yet, but I just found
got away with it. Just got away with it.
Told you, he had his bar license taken off him. He's not serving anyone.
So he was pulling bricks off the hotel to throw at police officers. That's how he was doing it.
That checks out. Bits of masonry, goblin's head.
Number of items damaged. Woman whose husband was seriously injured. He had an aneurysm.
Hang on, is this the woman with the car? Are they added more details?
The guy who, the woman.
So he was in hospital. He had an aneurysm because his son had gone missing after having bad GCSE results. All right.
Well, this is quite surprisingly close.
It's a chain reaction.
He upset one of the porters and he called him a fucking wussy. And then the guy cried, and then he tried to cut himself.
Bad GCSE results because he started falling in with the wrong crowd and he started smoking. That's right, cigarettes.
The judge, he said that day he suffered 3 aneurysms. She then had to deal with the stress of her car first being effectively beyond her control because the police shut down the car park, and secondly discovering that it had been badly damaged by you throwing missiles. This is what the judge said to him.
So the woman had suffered 3 aneurysms that day?
No, her husband had. And then she
not because of it,
the stress of her car.
Was it because of the stress of the car, or was the back-to-back aneurysms?
I think
it's a separate issue.
The aneurysms are separate.
Really?
Is he alive? Is the man alive still?
Do we know?
We're not sure.
I think 3 aneurysms is intense.
Yes.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Does one trigger another? Like I got so many questions. Like, what was this woman's bra size? Like, there's so many details left out.
What was the porter's name?
What was the porter's name?
So have you got an opinion on it? Do you think this is what's your opinion on this, Paul? What do you think
what can we learn from this?
They were going to send him away for a decade, they said.
Okay.
If he hit anyone, but he never hit anyone with. So instead he was sentenced to 28 months in prison.
Okay.
And he needs to sort out his drugs, and he has to sort that out. But they talk
just all the
so
judge's
much.
verdict. You need to sort out your drugs.
Sort your drugs, lose a couple of stone, maybe get a haircut.
Yeah, maybe visit Clive in hospital, but bring him some flowers. He's had 3 aneurysms back to back. He's not having a good time.
They are talking about Clive quite a lot. They keep bringing up the fact that you didn't know the victim. She needed that car to take her husband when he was allowed to go out on trips. The car she's left with doesn't accommodate his wheelchair. She has been without that car since May and will now expect to be without it for another month or 2.
But it's not.
I love that the subplot of this is like really overwhelming, like the main narrative.
He didn't target that woman's car. He was just throwing bricks at general people. It was general cars.
But she'd been through a hard time, Charlie. She had a hell of a year. Her husband suffered 3 aneurysms. She had a ladder in her tights that day when she went to put them on. She should have clipped her toenails.
I quite like the fact, apart from obviously the car woman, that's a bit shitty, but like, I quite like the fact that he had much of a freak out that he got on top of a roof of a travel lodge. And was like, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. I'm not going to go quietly. I'm going to stay for 8 hours. I'm going to throw bricks at everyone.
Yeah. Bottle of vodka.
I'm going to have a couple of micro naps up there.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go fucking back to Clink. Do you know what I mean? Where I deserve to go. Do you know what I mean?
23 years old.
Yeah.
He's done Zante.
He's done shit like this before. Do you know what I mean? This is not his first fucking rodeo, is it? Like,
you both nailed it, because this is the second story I've got of Callan Hamilton, a bully boy teenager who threatened to smash his mum's face in.
This is all checking out. I mean, there's a through line running through Callan's life here.
has been banned from going to her Washington home by a court. So yeah.
So he's got another restraining order against his mother.
And this is when he
threatening
was
to smash her
19.
face in.
19 he was.
So he's threatening his mum to beat up his mum.
Yeah.
Threatened to beat up his man. Go on, carry on.
Well,
That's it, is it?
They
That's it.
Seems like we need to give the guy a second chance, man.
Yeah, I know.
Why do you think he wanted to smash her face in?
Because of his poor childhood. I don't know.
Parking fines.
No turkey dinosaurs on the table.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'd smash my. I would
Beans
have.
cold.
As a fat child that I was, I would have smashed my mother's face in for that back in the day.
So, but yeah, I mean, I wish him well. I wish the kid well. You know, and I hope he just never finds us, never hears this podcast.
Yeah.
He probably won't do. I mean, but if he does,
if he's in prison, do they allow podcasts in prison?
Probably, yeah.
Really? Well, I mean, I'm up for getting as wide as an audience as possible. So if Callan, if you're out there, mate, we have dropped your name in. If you want to share it around, C-Wing.
You say you want him as a guest? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'd love to have him on. Charlie. I think
telling his side of the story.
Telling his side of the story. It's like, did you know about the guy in hospital with the 3 aneurysms? Have you talked to his wife and made amends?
Maybe he comes out of prison and then he starts his own podcast, because how freeing is that? Drinking vodka, you're fucked, and you just start launching fucking bricks. There's nothing.
When you've been
more
close
free
to
than
the
that.
edge of the Cairn Hotel, when you've been on the rooftop of the Cairn Hotel, you've been to the abyss. You've seen into the abyss.
He's untouchable.
Yeah, he's like Batman, kind of.
No one wants to touch him, but he's also untouchable.
If Batman didn't have a costume, like to drink a bottle of vodka and only had bricks for weapons, yeah, he's a vigilante. He's the hero we all need.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another episode of Union of Scum. I've been Darren Coles. Been joined by Charlie Webster and Paul Hilleard. Thanks very much, lads. We'll see you again next week.